Don't blink. Here's your blink. Welcome to the very show. Everything was having a wonderful day. Why am I so happy? Because we're back to making videos the day, which I took a break from. So what better video to do that we come back than to do One Piece. Now before we start this One Piece review from chapter 50 to chapter 60, my 10 episode. You guys are in for a treat. As I mentioned, that Netflix will take out some of the episode of One Piece. So if you want to watch One Piece, that's a good time. There, you got till the third. Oof, you got till tomorrow. Shit. So without further ado, we're at 24% battery. I'm gonna need at least 30 minutes to do all that. Let's start right away, right? Let's enjoy. 50. Usopp versus a bounty hunter, right? So we remember that we are in Logtown. Usopp goes against a bounty hunter, which is really cool because, so the way it's super fucking cool is Logtown is actually really nice. So, you gotta see it as an ensemble. So the first ensemble is Mihawk versus Zoro, Swordman versus Swordman. Then you can see it as Sanji versus I don't know her fucking name. She got red hair. Cook versus Cook. Then you got Usopp, Sniper versus Sniper. So you have a bounty hunter, he has a lot of renown. So it's really funny because it's classic Usopp, right? He's losing, but then he managed to get the situation really well. Actually cute because also the bounty hunter, he's a good father. And it sucks because I don't see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But so far, I'm not seeing Yasob as the best father. So yeah, so maybe that's a bit of a sad thing. But I do know that Usopp respects his father a lot. So the fact that he has an admiration for his father, of course, it's nice to see. It's also nice because the the bounty hunter lost to one man. It was Yasop, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we get to hear from Yasop a little bit, and we get to know that he liked his son a little bit. So it's kind of more so backstory on Yusuf, because backstory wise, we have a lot from Sanji, we have a little bit from Nami, we have a little bit from Zoro, we have next to none about Yusuf. 51. We get more of Sanji backstory. Why? Right? Why he believes so much in the All Blue. So the All Blue, they find a special fish. So it's a kind of cool. It's kind of really cool to put that. So the All Blue is a place where all the fish will go, and he's talking to fishermen who caught a fish that was supposed to be in a different sea. Like, okay, well, the All Blue is real because if the All Blue wasn't real, we wouldn't be able to get that fish in that sea, right? So we get a bit more of his backstory, and it's kind of cool because, of course, it's tear jerking to see Zeph and Sanji, but it's also cool to see Sanji and how much he believes in, and it's nice because Sanji. So I'm not gonna be an asshole, but Sanji dream is to cook with the best ingredient, right? He's good with the best ingredient. He has his fish, and he needs to win it because it's just a good show, right? It's a really good episode, right? And we see how talented he is. He's going like up against a girl that has red hair. She was also on a ship with Zeph. She wasn't able to cook, and we just see how talented he is. And it's nice because Sanji kind of don't belong in One Piece. I mean, I love the character. I love Sanji. I do like Sanji, but he doesn't believe. So we got a action show, and you're gonna see Sanji in the middle of a trip. He's gonna be cooking. I think it's very relaxing. It's more so about the universe of One Piece than the action. It's not about becoming a pirate king. It's not about finding the One Piece. It's like, yo, we're at the sea. What is life like? And I do like that. He's the only character that shows that. So it's really cool on the episode. That's 52 and 53, right? So now we're gonna put them together, right? Because those things is to be continued. We had a pretty cool episode. We have the conclusion of Logtown, right? We have the people closing in. So once again, the people are talking about Smoker, Buggy, Alvida. They're all looking for the Straw Hats, and that's cool because technically speaking, these are the highlights of the All Blue, right? Don Krieg was a shitty enemy. We had who else? Don Krieg was a shitty enemy. We had Kuro was a shitty enemy. I did like Buggy. Buggy, when you know his backstory and how much he means in the future, is crazy. Smoker being one of the coolest, if not the coolest Marine. I think Smoker is in my top 5 Marines. I think there's Garp for sure. Garp. There's a guy who's blind. There's Smoker. Smoker is really cool. You got Buggy. They're closing in. They know where Luffy is because he knows he's going to see where Goldie Roger gets sacrificed. We know that shit's about to hit the fan because again they're closing in on him, and Luffy declared he is Pirate King. So this is the best moment of the show. So he gets beat up because again they're three against him. They're Elvida, and once again got classic Luffy. So seconds before he's talking to Elvida, it's like, yo, who are you? I don't know you. And she's like, you know me, piece of shit. That's really funny. But also the fact that Buggy is about to kill him. Got a really emotional moment where he says to Sanji and Zoro and Nami and Usopp, he said, "I'm sorry for dying." Right? And the cool thing is, I'm not trying to be a asshole. I'm not trying to be judging, but there's something special about those five together. There's special something about those five together. Usopp, Sanji, Nami, and Luffy. There's something special about these five. They were closest. We had a Chopper, which was cool. Then we had Nico. I think Chopper, I'm gonna add him in. Nico Robin is where I kind of dropped the balls because Nico Robin. So you see, Nico Robin, we barely get any backstory. She's chill, but we don't know much about her, and she just kind of sweet talk her way into this Straw Hat. She's like, "The fuck just happened?" Right? But then you learn her backstory, and she's actually a really cool character. But you learn her character backstory in the E9 lobby, which is much, much, much further. This is where we get Frankie, by the way. We see Smoker, and he smiled and said, "I'm gonna become the Pirate King" when he's about to die. And then Smoker sees Goldie Roger, and I'm getting emotional because that scene, Goldie Roger. So a lot of people have make the mistake to think that Goldie Roger only inspired pirates to be pirates, right? And I got my own theory about that. I think Goldie Roger knew the world was sinking, and he wanted people to be on boats to survive. But what is really cool here is that Goldie Roger also inspired a couple of Marines. Smoker was one of it, right? And it's really cool. It's really cool because Smoker will go on a quest to get Luffy. And I think he only goes on a quest to get Luffy because he sees him as the Pirate King, which is actually really cool. We got the introduction of Dragon, right? Which is super important. I'm not going to spoil it. If I'm about to spoil it, just cover your ears. He's Luffy's father. Right? And he saved Luffy because Luffy's about to die, right? The pressure is still high because they're going to destroy the ship. They say, like, okay, well, we cannot stop him from escape. We can stop him if we break the ship. That's super important. But we get Dragon and we see how strong he is. And I don't like Dragon as a character. I don't like him. I think he's a shitty father figure. I think Shanks was a much better father figure to Luffy. But again, you're gonna meet a character called Sabo, important later, and Dragon has been a good father to him. So like, okay, well, but ultimately speaking, Dragon in his case, he sees his son. It's like, oh, his son said, "I'm gonna be the Pirate King," and his father's laughing and saying, "Okay, so be it. Be what you want to be." How the fuck do you don't know that your son is gonna be a pirate? You don't give a fuck. Right? Now there's a okay, so Dragon is kind of like a criminal. He's actually a really renowned criminal. He actually has a really high bounty. So there's a possibility that he left Luffy behind, so Luffy wouldn't be in danger. There's that possibility. Now, the best thing about this episode, you know what it is? Is the Keg Declaration. The Keg Declaration is the highlight of the East Blue. So there's a keg in the middle. They all put their foot, and they all said, "Okay, well, we go to the Grand Line. What our motivation?" Nami's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna draw a world map." Luffy's like, "I'm gonna become King of Pirates." Sanji's gonna be, "I'm gonna find all blue," and got Zoro's gonna say, "I'm gonna be the best swordsman," and got Usopp's, "I'm gonna be a brave warrior of the sea." And the funny thing is, they all put their foot in the keg, and that's kind of the most important moment because it's like, okay, this is where we're doing. We had the first filler in episode 54. But it only lasts like 7 episodes, so it's not that bad. We have the meet a girl, right? She's captured by the Marine. We don't know why she's captured, right? And we know that she's escaping. She ends up on the Going Merry, which is the good guy, if you will. I'm gonna ask to hide this, guys, because it's taking too much time. Right? And it's cool because at first she's not trusting of the Straw Hats. It's kind of cool because this established the Straw Hats pirates. So they tell her, "Oh, we're pirates," and then she's like, "Oh my god, pirates! I'm scared." Then she realized that the pirates are kind of cool. So like, okay, I'm good, which is really sweet. Yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, this is my island," and the island is kind of close to the. Okay, so the island would be here. Would be here. This is the Straw Hats, and this is the Grand Line. So it's like underway. That's why they're helping her. The 55, 56, we meet more Sea Kings. But the thing about the Sea Kings, right, is the one that attacks Shanks. So the fish that attacked Shanks and took his arm was a sea king. So that's important. However, it's important yes and no because we don't really see them in the late One Piece. We meet the dragon, right? Right, which is cool because we're like, okay, well, dragons are still a thing now. The way they describe it is actually a rare occurrence, and we learn that the girl has a devil fruit, and it's a really cool introduction because Luffy kind of saved her by using the elastic power. It's like, hey, did you eat the devil fruit? And that's the first end. That's a really cool way to say, I know about devil fruit. The way I know about devil fruit is because I have one. Our devil fruit is because I ate one, which is the talking to the animals, right? We learned that the reason why she got captured was because the dragon is said to be the key to immortality, right? And because they wanted to know the truth. Now the cool thing here, right, is Luffy is also able to talk about it to the dragon. Now, ultimately speaking, this was a huge plot point of Oda Sensei, which is so it's complicated. It's not right now. It's not right now, but later on, you'll meet a lot of character, right? So for example, you got Monkey D. Luffy, right? So there's Monkey D. Luffy, there's Shuffle D. Law, there's Tech D. Marshall, there's Ace D. Portuguese, there's Goal D. Roger, and they all have the Will of D. We don't know what the Will of D is still to this day, but we think that it has something to do with the dragon. So that's why we think that he's able to talk to the dragon, right? Now, we talked to the Marine. We meet the Marine, the enemy, which is Eric. Is a really nice psycho fruit, right? Which is being able to like send airwaves that cuts. It's nice, but I would have taken as something else because we kind of just saw Kuro, right? And Kuro had a similar fruit, so it's not so much. But again, what's great is that he fights Zoro, and that's what I like about Oda. You're gonna put characters that are similar together. For example, Zoro's gonna be fighting swordsman, right? Which is really cool because it's a battle of skill. At 57, we got really nice showing of the Marine not trusting each other. So basically, the Eric, which is the main villain, and there's another commander, I don't know, remember his name, they're both looking for the elixir. So they're not trusting each other, and I'm like, yo, I know that you want the elixir for yourself. And then you got the Straw Hats, and you can see that they're trusting each other. So like, okay, well, there's a complete duality. And once again, when the beauty of One Piece is the pirates are supposed to be the bad guy, but not the bad guy, right? Then this is a cool thing because we know that some Marines are good people, but we know that these Marines are not good people. We got the Straw Hats who are super close. The dragon gets his memory back, right? And we go to a secret island through a mirage. Again, it's a nice narrative because it's a way of pinpointing, like, hey, this is going on. This is why people have not found this island, right? And we're lucky to see it, which is really cool because a lot of people, this is not yet, right? But a lot of people are going to be talking about Skypiea. Skypiea is an island in the sky, right? And a lot of people say, oh, I don't care. But the fact that we get to see an island in the sky is actually pretty cool. 58, we got the ruins help the dragon. So we find some ruin. I'm reading notes, by the way. They help the dragon remember. So we're seeing runes which have paintings. So kind of cave drawing. Because they have cave drawing, they're not gonna remember. Okay, well, I know where to go. So this is cool because we're seeing. Okay, well, we know exactly where to go. Because again, the dragon is trying to go back home. So we know exactly where home is, right? They have this escape because the Marines are going after them. So the problem is the Marines they kidnap the girl, then she's not gonna talk. But now she's talking to the Straw Hats, so they just have to follow the Straw Hats, right? We have Zoro versus Eric, which is actually a cool battle. It's actually a cool battle. I wanted more, but it's okay. 59 got a really good capture, the essence of Goofy One Piece. For example, right? It's a sweet moment because we're crafting a raft for Ryu, which is the dragon, and then it's just funny. It's just funny how they fight, how the Straw Hats are are acting together. It's just a perfect thing. Nami giving shit to the guys. It's just beautiful. I really enjoy that. We got Zoro cutting the anchor, which is again super nice because Zoro is a beast, and ultimately Sanji is a beast. But right now in the East Blue, I would say the only like valuable warrior of the Straw Hats is possibly Luffy and Zoro. My problem with Sanji is we don't see him fight a lot. Yeah, we know he's strong, but were there, right? We got Luffy who extended his arm to be a bridge, which actually is super cool. It's a really good narrative, right? Very good stuff. Betrayal of the Marine, right? We got Eric versus Fatso, which is a betrayal, but we saw it coming. We know that they were both in for themselves. Ryu, he flies to save the little girl, but he gets shot down. Once again, it's a sad moment because we know that they're going after the girl, right? And then the dragon, which we're supposed to save the whole time, gets shut down. In 60, I don't know when they added the new outro, but the outro is fantastic. The outro, in my opinion, is better than the intro. We're seeing all the characters. We're seeing Nami, Nezuko, we're seeing Usopp, and we're seeing the Usopp Pirates. We're seeing Zoro, we're seeing Quina, and we're seeing his master. It's a really, really good outro, and I really enjoy it. And we got 60. A pretty simple episode, right? They arrive at the island. We know that Ryu is dead, right? But before he died, he tells his dragon friend, because he's a dragon, to take care of the Marines. The Marines are done. But then we have the dragon that dies, right? But then you realize that he's a phoenix. Because he died, he was able to being reborn, which is why he went to go to the island, because there's eggs there. And it's a good ending. And it's cool because we have a really touching moment where Luffy tells... And the girl, without Lapis, she's like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost Ryu. And Luffy says, Ryu's like, oh, he really liked you. He really cared about you. So this is, again, showing how Luffy's a good dude, you know? It's really cool. It's a really, really cool episode. And there you go. That's pretty much it. It's a short video. We love that. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Oops.